The Violet Sunset by Collin Cooper. You can only suffer so much until you fade into the feeling that is eternity, where eyes sparkle underneath violet sunsets. We have all been placed in this world to play our part in a story. What your story is, I cannot say. Whether you choose to agree with the nihilists or take a more optimistic approach, there is no lack of authentic suffering in our world. It has always been this way. We did not simply begin suffering today. We choose to turn our heads away from what is in front of us. We look in the direction of vain luxury and hedonism, in hope that we may escape the reality that is the starving child at our feet. We look away as we pass a hospital where a young girl with cancer takes her last breath in this existence. What awaits her? Well, surely you are not the one to answer that, you reason. You do not have time to think about that. You simply must go watch your favorite sports team play tonight. Does she not stay in your mind? What was her name? What was her favorite color? Was she happy and did she have a loving family? I ask you as a human who has suffered, what was her point in existence? Millions have died like her and there have been no answer to the question. Religious people will say that it was simply the will of God. Others will say that she was just unfortunate. While the most cynical will argue it was best she is far away from this seemingly endlessly cruel world. I present to you an answer that satisfies the religious, secular, and nihilist. The answer is found in what none of us can control: the sunset. Whether or not we want to participate in the story of humanity, we have been pushed onto this great stage and must make the most of what has been given to us. Some call it destiny, fate, or the will of God, but archetypes pervade all of these things. Regardless of what you believe, there are great patterns in the lives of people across the world. Whether it was someone in ancient Rome or you today in the 21st century, you will act out the story of your character. Who exactly is your character, you may ask? Are you able to choose who you get to act out in this existence? The answer to this is yes. You can loosely associate yourself with a specific archetype. But the narrative that fits with who you are as a soul will not allow you to deny who you truly must become. You must act out that character, whether you wish to or not. A classic archetype is that of the writer, who is able to travel the world and will look inside the soul to provide comfort and answers to other people. Another is the old man, who must pass on information to the next generation. While yet another is the young soldier who is killed in battle and never returned to his true love. A great deal of suffering in the world today is due to individuals acting out their archetype. You've been doing so throughout your life, likely unknowingly. Whatever story or narrative you've been placed into, it has fallen on you to act it out to the best of your ability. Once you accept that this archetype is your reality, you'll have a much easier time being able to achieve great success in life, as though you are acting in accordance with the will of God, because you are. There is no greater law than that of nature in this earthly existence. Thus, you must accept your nature. Accepting the archetype means adopting the associated aesthetics and taking on the identity to its completion, even if it is self-destructing. The greatest men in history have all been archetypes: the soldier, the king, the prophet, the slave, the philosopher. Out of these archetypes assigned to these men, we see the likes of Napoleon, Augustus, and Socrates. Greatness lies within the archetype, and the energy that is directed into these men is harnessed by the soul inside them. This is how greatness exerts itself in the world, and earthly divinity is achieved. Align yourself with your archetype. Embrace the violet sunset.